Hey, everybody in the Hex community. How's it going? It's Matty Allen here. I wanted to do a stream to uh, address all the talk that's been going on, and specifically also to address claims that I'm taking a profit or stealing money from the Hex conference, but to also get people excited about the Hex conference because I've put a lot of work into it and I'm not taking a profit. And I'm really proud of this community and the fact that there are so many brilliant people in the community that, that no matter what the price does, people are going to be set in their ways. People are going to have infighting, but really, I don't think it bothers me too much. I just want to do my best to be responsible and accountable to, to everybody but also to myself. So those are some of the topics we're going to talk about here. And yeah, I I mean, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't get to me, when a lot of people are saying a lot of mean things, especially if those things are super untrue. Like I've spent hundreds of hours of my time, like, planning the Hex conference, and so for people to come out and say that I'm up to no good is, I think it's, I think it's really, really unhelpful. But um, okay, so let's rewind a little bit. So is my video okay? It says I only have 1 bar of service. Um, So yesterday, I made a video that a lot of people watched and got upset about. And what I was doing was to try to explain my thinking out loud about Hex's social consensus layer, which I understand that's kind of an advanced topic and something that I would say not a lot of people in the world are experts about. Um, just like not a lot of people in the world are experts about Hart's law. Nerd Girl did a great stream where she had somebody on who was a professor of liquidity, and he didn't seem to understand the how when you have two decentralized automated market maker pools, um, that it's the liquidity in those two pairs that bonds the price, creates the price, et cetera, et cetera. So we know that like Hart's law and the Hex community, it's like pretty advanced stuff in the first place. Hex is pretty advanced stuff. Most people in the world, they aren't worried about locking up their money for 15 years because um, they want to live in the here and now, and they're trying to survive in this moment where, um, things are, it says I'm lagging. Okay, looks good. Okay. Most people in the world are in debt. They're not in a saving mindset. So we've already got a really outstanding group of people here in the Hex community, 80 or 100,000 people who have practiced sending money to their future self, time locking their money. And that's pretty exciting to me because I think it goes along with something that I've spent years of my life promoting, which is mental health. And so there's really probably a lot of hate out there for me if I say something that like affects people's bags. And um, but at the end of the day, I think it's important to be able to talk about how this stuff works at a very technical level. Um, yeah, okay. So if the stream is laggy and it doesn't work, then that's just my luck, right? Uh, um, we need to understand how this stuff works. the social consensus seems to be that people don't like the idea that there is a social consensus layer because they want to believe that everything is immutable. And uh, but you know, people say I'm a pillar of the community, and I would say that I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours understanding crypto. And so that's why I guess people trust me. And so when I say something that seems really weird and strange and it doesn't fit with everybody else's understanding, there are people out there who want to hear more. I was in Twitter Spaces for like 4 to 6 hours yesterday as I was driving 25 hours through the desert to bring the DeLorean here to Vegas so people would get a chance to take pictures with it and check it out. I think the DeLorean is the perfect symbol of sending money to your future self. And that's one of the core principles of Hex, I believe. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot on my mind. And, um, you know, but at the end of the day, I think it's good that people are challenging me. And the attitude in the Twitter spaces was completely different than the attitude on Twitter. In the voice chat, everybody except Marcavelli, shout out to you. Everybody was extremely respectful to me, to Alex. Alex and I got a chance to talk for hours. I didn't know it was the day Hedron was launching. It was literally the day I was driving across the country. So that's the day that I had time to log into Twitter Spaces. I do Hex therapy every week, and I had missed it because I was driving. So I pulled over on the side of the road and gave my 20-minute speech that got everybody upset. And then I kept losing signal when I was going through the desert. But in the end, I think it's good that people challenge me and call me out when they think I'm wrong, because that's part of accountability. And I've always said, as a broadcaster, I don't want to become somebody who's untouchable. I don't want to become somebody who is a cult leader. I do want to be challenged. And so I appreciate people who are challenging my ideas. I appreciate people who are, giving me the benefit of the doubt, but not believing everything I said. So what I said is a lot of things. I was talking out loud about the game theory around people trying to extract value from stakes early. So that, in my opinion, could include Hedron and does include Gnosis safes that are tradable. And in my opinion, tradable T-shares are hurtful to the value proposition of Hex. That's super bad news. Nobody wants to hear that. But guess what? It's going to be okay because there's such a strong social consensus that there's value in Hex. I mean, there's value in Dogecoin, for Christ's sake. Like, there's value in Dogecoin. It's literally a joke. Hex is very serious, and Hex has a community of stakers that if something even did go wrong, they'd be able to fix it. At the social consensus layer, that's my point. At the social consensus layer is where you fix things. If something in the code goes wrong. I'm not saying that something in the code is going wrong. I'm talking about tradable shares being a complicated issue that needs to be discussed. And I'm happy to report that a bunch of people have reached out. I've talked to Richard. I've talked to a couple devs, and we're talking about it like adults. We're learning from each other. And so the Twitter Spaces, I was so proud. And there were so many times during the Twitter Spaces when people were just being super respectful. They were listening to others, even though they didn't agree with them. And what can make me prouder to be in the Hex community other than people wanting to learn, people sticking together, all that kind of stuff. With that being said, I kind of also have an accountability to to where I'm at in my learning process and the truths that I am searching for. So on one hand, it's good for the community to give me shit if I'm saying something wrong. I mean, think if I was actually doing anything wrong, right? And not just unpopular, but if I was doing something wrong, like taking money from people in a dishonest way, right? If I was, launching my own coin to compete with Hex, and that's no shit against people who are building things. You can build your own coin all you want, but I'm pretty sure with all my knowledge, like, I could be trying to compete or something, but I'm not. I'm trying to contribute everything I have to the Hex community because I'm not greedy. I don't need more than the t-shirts I already have. So that's what's up with that. So I wanted to spend like not forever, but just a few minutes making a few points about how it's okay for people to disagree with me. That's actually healthy. It's okay for me to be right or wrong. And there's people looking into the things that I've brought up. And that's great, you know? And everybody who didn't like me saying that the OA can end your T-shares, I apologize if that led people to worry unnecessarily. I'm worried about tradable stakes because I want Hex to be the best thing it can be. And guess what? Where the code meets the people, that's where value is created. Money is an abstraction. It's a belief system that is created by people. People use money as a tool, right? But the money is the tool. So the value is with the people who create it interacting with the tool, right? So some people have reached out and they said that they kind of understand where I'm coming from. Other people, a lot of people have reached out and said that like this is the stupidest thing they've ever heard. They don't believe my credibility anymore, et cetera, et cetera. But a lot of those people, maybe they weren't fans in the first place. And maybe I lose some respect from some people about it. That's okay. I'm not really here to win everybody over and only say things that will be popular. Yeah, it was a fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Correct. Yes, it was. It was genuine. Everything isn't perfect. And, that's what happened when Hex was being created. You could go back to Dev Kyle's stream on Discourse Syndicate before RG3 wore a headband. And you could see Dev Kyle explain that he was paying attention to when Richard was creating the original game theory for Hex, and he contributed in a way that ended up being the T-share system. And Richard recognized the genius there. And thank you to Richard for being such an amazing founder. And there's nobody else like him in the world. So, the original design of Hex was not perfect, and now and then Dev Kyle and Richard got together and they made it what it is today, which is super incredible. From a code perspective, it's immutable. The OA can't change your T-share situation. From a social consensus layer, everybody can cancel Maddie and the OA can do whatever it wants and the community can fracture into a million different pieces, but I don't want that. So maybe I shouldn't have brought up the topic. Maybe it would have been best to discuss privately with devs and with Richard, which is what I've done. I thought that bringing bringing it up publicly was part of what people tuned in for, was to learn things that either they agree with or that they think are wrong. And then, there are things I've learned that I was wrong about. There are things that other people have learned that I was right about that people thought I was wrong about. And, at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's my 2 cents on that. See, but then people started to say I was stealing money, I was taking money from people. So, and that's a big bummer. So again, like people commenting on Twitter, were some of them were being mean and hurtful. People DMing me, mean and hurtful. People in Twitter Spaces, and the discourse that we had on Tuesday night on Kwankang, those were really productive conversations that were really respectful, and it seemed like everybody learned something. So, what people are typing, that's not the only reality. Anyway, so yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be, you know, the person who's most popular. I'm trying to be true to myself. I'm trying to be ethical. I thought it was important to bring up my concerns. I knew that it would be unpopular. I knew that people wouldn't like it. I knew that people would say mean things. That's okay. I'm I'm a volunteer educator on the internet. So anyway, that is what it is. And there's a lot of people who are super supportive, like I said. So yeah, so at the end of the day, there's going to be this back and forth, right? Between like me as a broadcaster trying to be honest to the stories that I'm covering. I will make mistakes. There will be times that I'm right and say things that are unpopular. Um, and then, there's pushback that's healthy, and then there's pushback that's not, right? And what the Hex community risks when they attack people who have a history of, like doing all the right things, like what's being risked is that the volunteers will quit, right? Um, because because a lot of, I think, people in the Hex YouTube space are not necessarily being paid like part of the traditional system of broadcasters being paid by shitcoins. And so what happens is people build an audience and then they create a sacrifice phase, and then they get their bag or their money that way. Some people, and hey, maybe you agree with that, maybe you don't. Some people turn on ads. I don't do that, because they want to buy cool cameras and all that kind of stuff. Some people set up tax programs and charge, so then they start charging fees. Some people get referral bonuses for steak wrap and that sort of thing. Like it's up to the people out there how they want to take all that stuff. But for me, I'm like, I would say I'm probably the closest thing that I know of to like a genuine volunteer. Like if a dollar's coming in, I'm making that dollar go out and work for the Hex community as hard as possible. Because I don't think I need to get paid twice from my T-shares. I don't need to get paid twice from my Hex bags and your Hex bags. So if people are giving me money, I'm sending it right back out the door to do something cool for the community, and you know so when people try to say that I've been doing things with the conference funds that are not okay, or that I've been stealing money or something, like you can bet We're going to go over the accounting, and who knows? Maybe like all the things that I've learned, all the struggles that I've had creating the Hex conference, maybe like somebody will learn, all the cool stuff that I figured out to like save people money and have the best experience possible, and then they can go out and make their own conference when people keep shitting on me. So I'm happy to share what I've learned and to do a full accounting of the Hex conference. That's what I'm going to do now, because I'm a little bit offended that Joker and other people are out there talking shit on uh, all the hard work that I've done for the conference. So, the Hex conference is not about me. The Hex conference is about the community that's amazing. I organized a meetup in Vegas last summer in June. It was a blast. We had like 350, 369 people come out. People threw down $69, and we did, what was it, like 3 or 4 days? I think it was 3 days of activities, and we just went around to like different venues. And so that was the most cost-effective thing to do. And thank God we only spent $69 on the tickets, which that went to like buy shirts and other badges and stuff. Like, that money goes pretty quick when you're like trying to give people all this stuff, a whole bag full of goodies. And I think so we ended up not even breaking even on that event. And then I went on Quant Gang, and I think somebody donated like $2,000 or $4,000 or something. But if we really want to know where all of the haters started coming from, we have to go all the way back to the first online conference when I was volunteering my time there, and it was a big success. A certain OG member of the community had been, asking me to make a virtual background, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And then now they're like trying to extort me for money that like they say I owe them for that. Like, literally an OG Hexagon who I guess has like big bags, like sent me threats that they're gonna dox me, implying physical harm. Like, sends me tons of messages all the time, like, this is your address, this is your therapist license number, this is where you used to work. Like, they're messaging me the addresses of these things. Like, what? Saying I owe you $4,500 for creating a virtual background for the first online Hex conference. Like, that was free for the community. You took credit for making that background for the community. Everybody thanked you for it. Like, I think I paid him, it's on the blockchain, I think I paid him like $500 in Hex. That's back when Hex was like below half a penny. So what's the math on that? What is Hex at now? 15 cents or something? I mean, so $500 worth of Hex, and you get a 2x to bring it to a penny, and then you get a 15x to bring it to 15 cents. That's $15,000. This person's coming at me trying to say that I owe them $4,500 more for the background that was made for the first Hex conference. Okay, so that's one of the haters. That's one of the 4 out of 900 people that are upset that I've done business with that have supposedly gotten a bad deal. Okay, and I'm gonna block somebody who said that therapists are rapists. That's not an appropriate comment on Twitter, and I don't want you on my YouTube channel. Okay, so that person's gonna keep talking shit on me and say that I owe them thousands of dollars, but I didn't steal anybody's money. We didn't collect any money for the first online Hex conference. And I think somebody donated like $5,000 to support my channel back then. And I think I like staked it because I didn't need the money. So that's in my public address though. So when it comes out in 15 years, I could probably spend it on something pretty cool for the community. It's worth like $60,000 now. So thanks to that person. Okay, so who else? Who else got ripped off by me? Oh yeah, somebody. I think there's one or two people that didn't get their shirt mailed to them from the meetup that we did last year in Vegas. Let's see. My problem back then is I was too nice. I told everybody, yeah, no worries. Like, yeah, I'll mail it to you. I'll take money out of my own pocket and mail it to you. But it turned out that it was really hard to actually organize that because what I should have done is just say, come and get your shirt at the event. And if you're not there, too bad. Also, like, no refunds, like, has always been a policy on my events. And like, that's a normal event policy. Because you have to pay for the stuff if you want the stuff to be there, especially if you're not taking a profit. Like, there is no money to give back because you spent it all and then people didn't show up. So for this event in Vegas, I have a resale policy. You can resell it to somebody else. Just let me know. And but so anyway, so yeah, so those are like the three people complaining. Is like one person who's trying to extort me for money and like trying to dox me and threaten me and stuff. And I already paid them like what is now $15,000 worth of hex to make a digital background that they got praised for from the community because the community thought that they donated their services. I must say who that guy is. Why? It's the person who makes backgrounds for the community. Yeah, okay, yeah, and I did mail like 30 people their shirts or something. Like, so if I missed one or two people, like, I'm sorry. I don't have any more shirts now. That was last year. So people who are bringing that up now, like, that's okay, whatever. But it's like Joker is calling me out publicly for this, and so like that's part of accountability. Like, it's my job to come on and tell everybody my side, and maybe even to teach people like to what extreme I'm going to use my own time and energy and resources to make the very best conference. I'm excited about the conference this year, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done to get people a good deal. So yeah, seriously. Okay, yeah. And like, okay, yes, thank you to the audience. Like, yeah, there are probably 350 people who came to the first Hex meetup and we're like super happy and pleased. And like, Wales only talked about it like it changed his life for like 6 months after that. It was cool. I was happy to contribute. You know why? Because because the Hex community has given me so much. Because Richard Hart has given me so much, I'm happy to pay it forward. Now, if assholes keep piling on top of me, into perpetuity, then, maybe I'll take a step back. But for now, I'm here to set the record straight and to, explain how I pulled off the conference this year that's coming up next week, because it is going to be hands down, the best, you know, the best meetup, best event. Um, and I hope that there are lots of other events in the future, that people are able to go to and check out. I'm reading the comments here. Let's see. Thanks for all the marketing and events you put together for Hex. Keep going, bro. Thank you. Richard doesn't talk in all caps, so you made an account, probably. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, like, this person is threatening to dox me, so I'm not I'm not gonna keep like. Don't worry about it. It's the person who makes backgrounds. Um, cool. Okay, now people are saying, what are people saying about this one? That okay, people who are saying $369 for a 4-day in-person event with dedicated conference space, food for 430 people, 600 like bottled juices and Red Bulls and stuff for people every single day, plus coffee in the morning and the afternoon, a whole AV team. Um, What else? What else are we getting? Like, and then all of the speakers who are volunteering to speak. Um, I don't. So did somebody just create an account that says that they're Richard Hart? Is that what has happened at this point? Because yeah, because like if you're really Richard Hart, then you would know what you and I said about it. Um that's pretty weird. Mods? Do we have any YouTube mods that can like investigate this? Because literally one of my first conversations with Richard ever was like, he was like, you shouldn't use all caps because it seems like you're yelling at people. So, um, oh, this is a good question. Why is someone not allowed to make a profit for their efforts if they choose to? They are. Yeah, they are. Um, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just like, I recognize the fact that like I would like to donate my time, and I think that's cool. And so if there's like a specific thing that I'm criticizing that you want me to reconsider, you could let me know that. But in general, profit taking, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on like the person and like how good of a deal people are getting and that sort of thing. Maddie, it's great that we can challenge ideas and have open debate, to your credit. Thank you. I think a lot of people are still mad at me, but hey. Maddie's been a contributor to the community since day one. Keep it up, Maddie. Hey, that's very kind. I didn't start creating content until about it's about 9 months in, I'd say, but I've put in lots and lots and lots of hours. Hey, what's up, Craig? Okay. Um, I mean, okay, so you're saying you think if you go into it with the intention of donating your time, but you end up with a profit, that's okay. Um, I mean, but I don't need the money. so I would rather spend it on the community and, you know, I guess try to take the high ground or something. I'm not trying to say that people taking a profit are taking the low ground. Like people who were not gifted that, like, if the universe didn't make you rich from Hex already, then like it's, then like you still need to get your bag right. But if somebody already got their bag right, I think it's cool to just give back, and it's like not for profit. People forget actual work goes into creating an event. It's not easy and it's not cheap. A profit isn't really a profit; it's payment for your time. I'm not even taking payment for my time. That's why it upsets me so much that people are talking shit. But I guess, okay, I guess what you guys are trying to say is like, even if I was taking a profit, why are people coming at me? Like, because taking a profit would be normal. like like being paid for my time. I'm not even doing that. Yeah, so all right, fair point. Yeah. I could just be like, yeah, I'm taking a profit, blah blah blah. Like that's normal. But instead my argument's like, actually guys, like here's all my accounting you can see, because I think accountability is super important. And I think like broadcasters in the world, like not in the Hex community, but like in the world, broadcasters have kind of lost their way, and they're either paid shills or like this or that. They don't really work through conflict. Everybody has an agenda and an angle, so I am trying to do a lot of weird stuff here. So why is the entire community tearing itself apart with drama? Because of conflict of interests, I think, um, and competition, and mm, I think I think there's all sorts of reasons people are tearing each other apart. I think they're bored. I think that's the biggest one. When you time lock your money, you're like signing up to be bored for a super long time, and then the price goes up and down, and that like low key makes you rich in the long term because people are trading in and out, creating value for you, like getting wrecked while you're just staying time locked. And that's like super boring to be like in an awesome position but you don't have to do anything, so people like want to do things. And one of the things that people do is they like they talk shit on each other. Just like how people are. I don't like, but I've already said earlier in the stream, like it's important to keep your broadcasters accountable. So I'm happy to talk about how everything got put together for the conference, but I've organized 4 international conferences. Now, way you are making a profit off this event, you are free, but you need to charge over $600 for the 4 days. I know, right? So, um, so 300, so far about 530 tickets have been sold, and there's 600 spots in the conference space, and there's like a number of speakers who paid for their own tickets, and then we realized that the budget was like not coming together because um honestly, like I'm charging 369 just because that's like the Hex number, and like it has nothing to do with how much the conference costs, and the conference is actually costing more than that, which is why it was so cool that somebody donated $40,000 to help cover the cost of the merch, and um, and like a couple of pieces of equipment that were needed in order to have everything before the conference starts. See, a lot of people try to buy their tickets at the last minute, but then you don't have all the money you need to pay for all the stuff that people are getting there. Um, so a note on the conference. So the conference started to get planned like 9 months ago. I was working with freedomtv.info. They wanted to spend more money than I was comfortable with. And so I took it on myself. and I was able to negotiate an amazing deal for everybody. We're having the event at Excalibur this year. I discovered that buying like a few computers was actually cheaper than paying the AV team to like rent computers for a certain amount of time. So I bought computers. I got stuff to make badges. Like I got all the stuff you need for a conference. I think everybody's gonna be super pleased. Um, yeah, the budget was like $230,000. The amount, like the ticket sales so far, I think is like 190,000, 195 about. Um, so yeah, I spent over $350 for a 1 day crypto tax meeting. Price is not unreasonable for 4 days, guys. Yeah, thanks for saying that. No pulse FUD, please. Yeah, who could? There is literally, it's not possible to have pulse FUD, as far as I know. Pulse is about to bring in, and what we're seeing with like Hedron and everybody, like I think Regs to Riches or somebody did a poll on Twitter. I think like 68% of people or 66% of people of the first 240 were like down with it. The other 30 people weren't. Look, people like free money. And I think Pulse is going to bring so many users and so much money to Pulse, PulseX, Hex. I mean, you guys were at an amazing point in history. It's not a business for profit. That's the difference. These events don't put, they don't get put on magically. Exactly. I wanted to sell them for $555.5 once I realized that it was going to be super hard to make it work. Um, and so I like switched the prices and like one person checked out and then like there weren't any more tickets selling. And so I had to figure out how to refund that one person. I don't know. Yeah, okay. So 7:31 event, charge for tickets to a one evening event. Oh, here's a cool comment. Maddie, don't let these guys throw you off your game. You're an integral part of the community. Those that are true supporters do not give a second glance at these attention seekers. Hey, that's awesome. Thanks for your comment. See, you guys can make me feel better. Okay, people are saying that it was a fake Richard Hart account, just trolling me. I was gonna say, if you're pretending to be Richard Hart, don't speak in all caps like Hey, thank you. Oh my God, Casey, you're so funny. Casey's out here thank you for the $99.99 super chat. He said donation for the shirts plus a couple pacifiers. Ah, got him. Yo, Casey gave away. Casey's an amazing hexkin. He gave away hundreds of hats, I believe, at the at the meetup in June. And on the tour, I mean, he's personally been a really awesome person to be able to talk to, and respect for you, Casey. Okay. It's not a business for a profit. There we go. Here's a $20 super chat. Thank you. I think that most people thinking in the community believe that there is about 50% of what you were saying was very genuine, a little philosophical, and possibly a little over our head. 50% you thinking out loud. That's a great summary of what was happening. Yeah, thank you, Paladin. You rock. Don't worry about these people doing bad things, Maddie. They will go away over time. Hey, thanks, bro. Whether you make a profit or not, ask to see their tax statements and see what they say. Hey, that's a good one. The more people that get in the community, the more drama there will be. People just like to be right. F human nature, gross. Hector the Protector. Crypto Ewok prices down, period. Some just don't have the willpower to do what you do, Maddie, and they envy. Why did you spread rumors that the OA can end your stakes? Because it's social consensus layer. That's why. And if people don't agree, then people are going to learn things, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. It's not irresponsible to talk about the social consensus layer. I literally said in the stream, I think I said, I'm not worried about how this affects Hex, like, that much. So, without like rehashing it all, which we did. We went in the Twitter spaces. I was in there for 6 hours. People heard what I thought. Okay, there's a recording of it. So I've said what I can say on that. I think. I'm sorry you didn't like it. Yeah. People are worried or angry, and that's how they express it. Mom Corner's out here. When I get bored, I make jerky. Perfect pastime. Mom Corner, are you saying you don't start trouble with people who are trying to talk technicals? You don't make wild accusations of people? The drama is different agendas at work. I think that could be true. A lot of people have said they want to put it on a Hex conference. But look, I like the idea of lots of people putting on Hex conferences. I wanted mine to be affordable because I think we're still early, because I wanted every dollar possible to go into pump Hex and not come out of Hex to buy a ticket. And, for the sacrifice, I mean, especially for the sacrifice, that's why I sacrifice my time and my energy and all my skills to make the best conference possible for $369. Can we talk about some positive stuff? Like the Hex car in Vegas, almost the same time as the conference? Yeah, awesome. I love that idea. Yeah, so the universe collided and decided that the Hex NASCAR would be in Vegas the day before the conference on March 5th. And then the conference starts on Sunday, March 6th through 9th. And that is incredible. So I know that Agape Hex and Crypto Sparbuck are putting together something for the community so that everybody can enjoy the NASCAR event that's happening in Las Vegas on March 5th, Saturday. That's super positive. I drove like several days worth of hours to get the Hex car here, the other Hex car, which is not the race car, but it's the Hex DeLorean. And okay, so what else? Oh yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to respond to. Some more conference FUD. There's a reason why I did an airdrop system, and it's because I can't control everything. And like when I say airdrop system, what I mean is fundraising. Okay, so I used the word airdrop before everybody loved it or hated it. basically what I did is I created an Eventbrite page. This is maybe important for people who want to learn how to put on a conference, but I made an Eventbrite page. It was during the pandemic. I discovered that they weren't going to pay out any of the money until after the event occurs because there were so many scammers on Eventbrite creating events that would never happen and then not giving people refunds when the event would happen during COVID. And so I set up a weekly fundraising event, like 530 people bought $369 tickets, and but Eventbrite had to like see that the event already happened. So I just said like anybody who wants to fundraise can watch Quant Gang on Tuesday nights, and we'll issue tickets for that. And then then we'll give then we'll let you in the event if you were a fundraiser. And so I've been getting lots of questions, and what we're doing right now, we've gotten about 300 of the new tickets for the event manually given out. But what you need to know is if you put in $369, you get into the event. You can give your name or your email or the fundraising serial number that you got. Or what we're doing is we're sending out through the Eventbrite email system, we're sending out QR codes. So it'll be really fast and easy when you get to the conference. Maybe there's a line to check in and like get all your cool stuff. Then we can have some volunteers there to scan your QR code that you were now given. And same thing for lunch, the situation was not everybody is going to want to eat a box lunch, but I figured about 2/3 of people would. And so instead of going into debt or like spending an extra $20,000 or $50,000 on food, I just said the first 410 people get lunch tickets. And then if they don't want their lunch ticket, they can give it to somebody else. And that way we don't waste a bunch of food. And that way people can go off and have their own adventures during lunch, like network with the community and have a great time. So I got a whole ticket system here. I was actually just looking over the badges. So we got this yeah, so this is going to be like what the badge looks like. And we got 6 label makers, so you can put whatever name you want on here. Maybe you don't want your legal name that you put or something like that. You can put whatever name you want. And then this is cool. There's going to be lanyards, I hope too. And then there's different things here. Everybody should be able to get a ribbon, whether you're a speaker or you just get a ribbon for something else. I got got a whole freaking thing of ribbons here. That's pretty cool. I always went to scientific conferences and wanted to be one of those ribbon guys. It's pretty cool. Why did I say that merch is first come, first serve? Maybe I didn't order enough. Maybe I'm scamming everybody. I don't think so, guys. Guys that know me don't think that. The reason is because I can't control the supply chain. I spent like hours and hours and hours trying to control the supply chain to make sure all the stuff would be here on time for the conference and it would all be like hexed out. Um, but look, I can't control it. And the last thing I want is like legal, like ramifications. So yeah, like y'all paid for fundraising and you're going to get a super awesome conference that's like way more value than can be imagined. And like, but at the same time, if like, if all the shirts get stuck on a ship outside of the port, like I'm not responsible. Like, it's, um, I don't want to have a liability. So it worked out perfect. It's really great. This new model of like being socially accountable for doing your best and delivering better value than you could buy anywhere else. I'm here to try to lead the way and to set a good example. And I appreciate everybody out there who is who's involved. Do you guys want to hear like a super cool announcement? Let me get through the comments here, then I'll try to wrap up the stream. But I've got good good news about the conference. Hex is Nobel Prize worthy, 100%. David Feeder said it's safe to mint Hedron. I love free airdrop, but only want to do it if Richard approves. I don't know what to do because some people are saying it's fun and some people are saying it's not. Okay. Past Hex conference streams, explain it all. Your garage will be full of PCs. Who knows? I mean, if the conference goes into the negative, then I could sell the computers that I bought to run the AV to save money. I mean, can you believe it that in a whole conference they're trying to charge $15,000 to rent like 5 computers for 4 days? I mean, it's like they wanted to charge $1,000 per Ethernet line that they run in, or like each computer that gets computer access, it's like $500 or something, like something crazy. So I went in there and I was like, look, we're a bunch of YouTubers. It's going to be embarrassing if we don't run our own stuff. So like, I'm bringing my own, I got permission to bring my own equipment, to bring my own router. So yeah, it's, you know, so if I have to like resell that stuff to like make back the money that's spent on the conference, that's fine. But anyway, got to be careful. You throw money at somebody, they'll throw it back. Okay. What's the itinerary at the conference? It's going to be very similar to what it was at the online conference. I will announce the final schedule here in a couple of days. I know that's not normal, but what I have to do is I have to get all the volunteers on the schedule and make sure all the speakers are in the spot that they need. The reason I'm not releasing it yet is because I don't want different versions of the schedule out there, because then people won't show up at the right time. Doing an in-person event is a little bit more tricky than doing an online conference. And what my goal is to have the in-person Hex conference run just as smoothly as the online conference did this year, which was pretty flawless. So thank you to everybody who's agreeing to volunteer at the event, because it's going to take a team of people to get everybody checked in. It's going to take a team of people to run the production. So what did I say that scared you? What's up, George? Hey, Finbear. Much love right back at you. Yeah, good job, Casey, on the hats. Much love, Maddie. Keep up the passion. See you in Vegas. The truth stands by itself. You're good. Thanks. I don't know what that means. I bought 2 tickets. I'm only one person. Keep the change. You deserve it. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, Paladin. Okay, Ben is saying that RH made a statement on February 2nd, 2021. Okay. I don't know, because I don't control the social layer, the social consensus layer. That's a really direct question. Thanks for your question. Nobody knows, but there's a lot of people claiming Future Us claimed. Maybe I shouldn't talk. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I haven't claimed yet. I want to keep learning and talking to people. What did you agree to pay the guy for the background? If there's no agreement beforehand, then there would be no problem. Yeah, I thought he was volunteering to do it. Then he was like changing his story, and then he wanted me to pay for the assets, like for the money he spent on the digital assets. Look, he came at me to try to get the money and like say that he wanted to do another background for the conference this year. I made the conference I made the background for the conference this year and everybody loved it. Like it doesn't cost. So what? I gave him $500 of hex at half a penny. That's what I agreed to pay him. That's what I paid him. It's on the blockchain. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. People may not understand what social consensus is. Go look it up. Get a dictionary, as Whale says. What's the plan for the 4 days? Very excited. I'm glad you asked. At the Hex Conference, we will have 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. registration and coffee on the first day. Make sure to get there early so you can get your merch and get checked in. Then from 10 to 6 every day, we will have one main stage with speakers. There will be a lunch break for 2 hours from 1 to 3 every day. And so that allows us to have 3 hours of panels and talks in the morning and in the afternoon. It will be a combination of people streaming in and being there in person in terms of the speakers and the panels and stuff. Oh, you mean for the conference to make an NFT? I've thought about it. Maybe like when Pulse is around, that'd be easier. I hate drama in general. I'm here for the long run. Sometimes people disagree. When your job is to talk a lot, you're bound to say something that people won't like. Facts. Maddie Allen, it's amazing the crap that people start when the current isn't at an all-time high. Keep up the great work. We appreciate you, man. Hey, thanks for saying that. It's my internet, because I'm not using OBS right now. And it says my internet's cutting in and out. I'm staying somewhere so I can get stuff ready for the Hex conference. in, in Hex, everybody gets a ribbon. It's true, it's true. Everybody's gonna get a ribbon. We got a big box of ribbons here for people. Pot of Gold is bullish on ribbons. The mood has just changed in the Hex community. We are about to go to a new all-time high, and it turns out that all people needed was ribbons in order to get along. So we've cracked the social consensus layer. The OA doesn't have to come in and do anything now because Maddie has 650 ribbons to hand out to people at the Hex conference. So you heard it here first. It's a clever way to bootstrap the conference. Good job with the launch method. Reminded me of the Transformer lobby. Yo, thank you so much. It is. It is a really good way to bootstrap. You got me. Oh, yeah. I should have said that earlier. Conrad Zen agrees with me about all the stuff people hate me for, so whatever. Stay legendary, all in. Ribbons, yeah. Nobel Prize or better, changing lives. Thanks, Maddie, for looking out for us. I love all Hexicans. Just want us to do well and be safe. Frank says, looking forward to the conference. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in together. I've done events before and it's a ton of work. Hey, look at this. There are people out here who recognize. Thank you. Thanks for looking out for us, Maddie. Keep up your great work. Hey, thanks, guys. You could tell I get lit up whenever people say good things. Yeah, I mean, maybe we shouldn't be valuing like how much we paid people in today's value of hex, but yo, that was $500 worth of hex at half a penny. Like, come on, stop stop asking me for more money when I already paid you. Like, stop saying bad stuff about me. And then there's like, yeah, there's somebody talking like, oh, $14,000, this and that. Like, yo, there's some people in Discord Syndicate that don't like that I'm not working with them anymore. And like, yo, they were invited to the online Hex conference. They were invited to the in-person conference. Like, I can't help you if you're not being more specific. Like, I know I didn't take any money from anybody and use it for something I said I wasn't using it for. So we're good there. Let's go. I remember ages ago, Richard came out and told us to be careful about Ample. He was right. I just hope he can come out and say if Heatron is okay or not. Okay, sure. Do I have enough volunteers? No, I could use a couple more volunteers. That would help me get the schedule out once I get people to sign up. I really need help for the check-in and then like just like 3 hours here and there on the different days. But yeah, people can message me on Eventbrite or on Twitter. And yeah, more volunteers would be awesome. I don't think you're screwed. I think enough people claimed that the social consensus will work itself out. When I made that video, I didn't even know Hedron was launching that day. I knew it was launching like soon. And I was on a 25-hour drive, so I had a lot of time to think and I wanted to get my ideas out there before I forgot them. People didn't like it, but I don't think you're screwed. Good question. Yeah. I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna like take a look and see what the OA does and that sort of thing. There might be a reason to claim it. You guys, I made the video. I made the 20-minute video yesterday morning, and then I talked to the founder for multiple hours, and I talked to the community for multiple hours. So of course, I learned a lot, and a lot of people heard what I had to say in Twitter Spaces. A lot of people, you know, a lot of people checked it out. I think we all want positive things for Hex. We really need to understand Hedron better. Yeah, like the reason I didn't learn about it sooner was because people were like honestly, people were telling me what to do. Like seriously, so many people are messaging me like like what's wrong with you for not having the founder on your channel? Like what? I like give me some time, yo. I'm like planning a whole conference. Like I got other shit. Like I'm trying to take care of myself. Like I don't have time to look into everything. Like, and I had been looking into it, but it was just it was people. And maybe that's what happened to some people with Hex, People have been drawing comparisons, but The end of the day, ribbons for the win, baby. I'm not going into that. I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet. Ribbons for the win. Should I change my Twitter name to that? I would love to join a stream. I have to fly. I have to fly, get on an airplane today, and my battery's dying. Dang. All right, we got 10% left. What do I think of Hedron? I think it's got a lot of game theory in it. My pleasure. I enjoy talking. See, people in here are all right. People in the voice chat were all right. There's just some people out there who don't like me for other reasons. And it's okay. It's okay to be critical to your broadcasters. It's amazing what a man will do for a piece of colored ribbon. Napoleon. Hey, good quote. Can't wait to see you all at the conference. Maddie, if you need help with anything, I'm sure I can give some time to help. Hey, thank you, Crypto Ewok. Yeah, that makes way more sense. People just message in here if you want to volunteer or in the YouTube comments. That'd be easy to check. And I'll put your name down and I will message you. Thank you so much, Crypto Ewok, for agreeing to help at the Hex conference. That's awesome. Make sure I spell your name right. AW. Okay. All right. Then who is the other person asking about volunteering? D Biggie. I think that's the person who helped try to hook me up with a Theta stream key at one point. Yeah, shout out to you. Will there be a live stream? Yeah, the landing page is already up on my YouTube. It's all gonna be live streamed super well. I've put a lot of effort into it because I know that 600 people will be there, but there's a lot of people who won't be there, and I want everybody to feel like they're included and be able to check it out. So this event will have professional coverage. Smart contracts don't have a social consensus layer. Hey, Bob, thanks for the $5.55 super chat. I'm also unsure about Hedron and worried for its effects, but you're just wrong here. Please stop. Okay, well, that's your opinion, and I value it. Some of these Twitter spaces are great to listen to. I didn't say that. Come on. I said I value your opinion. I'll send you the StreamYard link. Thanks, man. I'm proud of you, right or wrong. That's what a true hexagon is. I'm still a fan and appreciate everything you do and are doing for the community as a whole. Okay, people want to still debate this. That's okay. Maddie, you're a good guy. It's clear all the effort you put in the community. You're identifying yourself too much with the Hex brand as opposed to being an individual. Much love to you. Hey, thanks for saying that. I will work on that. I don't want people to confuse it. Extravagant taste. Maddie, I'm available to help at the conference as well. Hey, thank you so much. I'm going to put your name down, and I really appreciate you saying that. Yeah, so if anybody wants to help at the Hex conference, to volunteer, to help check people in, or give out merch, or any of these other things, then that would be outstanding. You can post in the comments below, and I would really appreciate it. Susie Q, hey, you'd love to help at the conference. Thank you so much. I'm going to put your name down here. Awesome. All right, guys, my battery is about to die. I'm at 5%. I'm gonna close out of Photoshop here. Maybe I'll get a few more seconds out of this. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. Here's the situation with the merch. I thought it was a miracle that they would get it done in time. I think they're going to get it done in time. I'm going to wait to like announce the design until I really know that they're going to have all the t-shirts here, because there have been so many problems with the supply chain. But for all of you who stuck around, I do have an announcement to make about who's going to be at the Hex conference. Not only is the highest of stakes Netflix style documentary crew going to be there doing interviews one of the days, I guess private interviews with people that they've already identified, but those guys are going to be there. That's amazing. All your favorite Hex OGs are going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Oh, what's that? What did I just hear? Aubrey de Grey is going to be at the Hex conference, people. I hope you're excited, because that man is legendary, and you know, a lot of you are going to get to meet him in person. So shout out to everybody who is willing to like help out for the conference, who's willing to be here and discuss these topics. You could tell the audience got me fired up here again. So thank you all. That's been helpful. And I hope we can all really come together during this time and keep doing our best work. So yeah, there are still tickets left. I'll drop the link here. Aubrey de Grey is a longevity researcher who was part of the effort to raise $27 million for medical research that was part of the Pulse chain sacrifice. So it's pretty exciting. With that being said, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Keep it real out there, and stake wisely. Until next time, peace out, y'all.
It's from Maddie Allen of Hex Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research. There's nothing that a human being could do better than try and heal his fellow man.